For this trick, you'll have a shuffle deck of cards. You can even borrow this deck. And then you're going to deal out 21 cards into 3 piles. So 3 piles of 7 cards. Then you'll ask your spectator to think of one card. So I have Vinny here as my spectator. So Vinny, just think of a card. Don't tell me which card it is. Let me know when you have one in your head.
Okay, got it.
All right, now point to the pile. Just tell me which pile is in. This one, the second pile? All right. So we're going to pile these cards up now. Now take the rest of the deck and just get rid of it. You don't need the rest of the deck for the rest of this trick. Now I'm going to deal them out again. All right, now Vinny, do you see your card in one of these piles?
Yes.
Is it in 1, 2, or 3?
1.
1, okay. All right, so we're going to take the pile, we're going to put it here, and then one more time, I'm going to deal these cards out into 3 piles. All right, Vinny, do you see your card in one of these piles?
Yes.
Is it 1, 2, or 3?
3.
3, okay. All right, so we're going to take these cards, and now I'm going to deal them out into, actually face down, into flowers. They look like flowers, sort of, not really flowers, but kind of looks like flowers if you use your imagination, right? So we have 3 and 4 flowers, and we're gonna have 1 card left over. So which pile do we want to put this 1 card in? 1, 2, 3, or 4? It doesn't matter. Just
3.
3? Okay, so this pile. Okay. All right. Now, just point to any 2 of these flowers. You just come over and point to any 2. These 2?
Yep.
Okay. So we're gonna take them, and we're just gonna get these cards off the table completely. All right. All right. So we have 2 flowers left. All right. So 1 and 2. Just say 1 or 2.
2.
2. Okay. So we're going to remove 2, leaving us with this flower. Okay. Now I'm going to separate this into 3 cards and 3 cards. Okay. Point to one of those batches. Which batch do you want to point to?
This one.
This one. Okay. So it leaves you with 3 cards. 1, 2, and 3. Say 1, 2, or 3.
1.
1. Okay. And that's going to leave 2 cards now. Push one of these cards forward toward me. That one? All right, we get rid of it. And what was your card?
The 3 of hearts.
The 3 of hearts. So let me start by saying I absolutely hate this trick and please don't do it. But people seem to love it for some reason, so I figured I would teach it. The secret to this trick is super simple because the deck does most of the work for you. You're going to deal the cards, any cards, into 3 piles of 21. And you're going to ask them to think of any card. Now, it doesn't matter which card they think of. All you need to know is which pile it's in. Whichever pile they say, that's the one you're going to put in the middle. For this example, let's just say they're thinking of the Ace of Hearts. So that's right here. I would grab this pile first, put it on top of this pile, and then put this pile on top of this pile, making the one that they had the card in be in the middle. And then I'm going to deal them out again. Now, you don't deal them out 7, 7, 7. You go across 3, 3, 3, 3, until you have 3 piles with 7 cards. Now, you'll ask them which pile it's in. Of course, they're going to say here because the ace is here. And again, you're just going to make sure that one ends up in the middle pile. And then once again, you'll deal out 3 piles. Now you'll ask them again which pile their card's in. In this case, it's this pile. But no matter which pile it's in, it's always going to be the middle card. So the 4th card from the top, regardless of which pile it's in. And now by putting it into the center pile one more time, you're making it dead center in the middle of the 21 cards. So it'll always be in the same position. Now face down, you're going to deal these what we call flowers. Some people say they look like stars. Call it whatever you want. But you're going to put 4 cards with 1 on top. You do again 4 cards with 1 on top. So that's 10 cards. Now the next card you deal is going to be their card. It's always going to be their card, but you won't tell them that you know that. You're just going to keep dealing cards, pretend you don't know where their card is. So the first card in this star is going to be their card. Deal this out. And then you have the last one here. And we'll put this card on top. You have 1 last card. And some people just put the last card here because you know it'll be eliminated. Some people ask, like I did before, which pile you want on. It doesn't even matter. Let's just say it was here. Now the rest of this is called the Magician's Force. Point to 2 piles. I'm not going to say what I'm going to do with those 2 piles. I'm just going to say point to 2 piles. So if they point to these 2 piles, I know I want to keep this one. So I'll say, okay, we'll use these 2. I get rid of the other 2. If they point to these 2 piles, I'll say, okay, we'll eliminate those 2 piles. So it doesn't matter which ones they point to. I'm always going to make sure that this one stays. So let's say they point to these 2 piles. I'd say, okay, let's get those off the table. Don't make a big deal about it. You just move them off the table and you say, okay, now there's 2 piles left. 1 and 2. Now, I won't make them point again right away because if you just pointed and I eliminated, then they point again and I eliminate, or I don't eliminate, it'll look weird. So I'll just change it. I'll say, okay, they have pile 1, pile 2. Which one? Just say pile 1 or pile 2. Let's say they said pile 1. I say, okay, great. I'm going to use pile 1. Let's get pile 2 out of here. Either way, I'm going to keep pile 1. Now, in this case, I have 5 cards. In the original demo, I had 6 cards. Either way, it doesn't matter. You just separate them in half, knowing this is their card. I'll say, all right, we have 2 piles here now. Point to one of the piles. So they point to this one. Okay, we'll get rid of this pile. If they pointed to this one, doesn't matter. It's okay. We'll get rid of this pile. Either way, getting rid of this pile. Now we have 2 cards left. I know this is theirs. I'll say, push one of these cards toward me. If they push this card toward me, I say, okay, I'll get rid of it. If they push this card toward me, I'll say, okay, this is the card you've selected. Either way, I get rid of this, and I reveal their card.